Okay, we're going to address the issues of the fake Republicans. All right. Now, leftists will say, oh, good, she's talking about the bad Republicans. But it's still going to come around to the bad left. Okay. Here is the difference of what there are. So there are a lot of fake Republicans. It's a true fact. Now, the bottom line is, the Republicans are supposed to have ethics. They are supposed to believe in the Bible and, American grassroots values, difference between right and wrong. Republicans are supposed to believe that. At least in word, they say it. So their party platform is technically just right. Right and just right, get it? Okay, but now the left, they have the platform of anti-God, anti-Bible, no human rights for little kids, no human rights for old people. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And don't forget all their the wild promiscuity they promote, and the high taxes, taking away everyone's freedom. I mean, the left, the Democrat platform is just a zero. How did they ever get as high as they had? I guess through trickery, and because when they started off, they were more moderate, and there weren't as many issues, so they managed to stay in the game. But the party, the Democrat Party, and the left wing, their belief system, they are guilty by belief system. We know what they believe. If someone says they're a Democrat, you know what they believe and what they stand for. And it's all bad stuff, all anti-American, all anti-Christian. Okay, so we know they're the bad guys. Now we come to the sneaky, fake Republicans. Now there's one scenario where there could be left-wingers, Democrats, who decide to join the Republicans to help stack the deck and to say they are Republican because they know that the Christian conservative audience has always been very trusting, and if a person says they're Republican, we believe them. They're telling the truth. They're Republican because Republicans tell the truth, right? But the left has definitely gotten in a lot of their operatives and their people into the Republican ranks. And they have been flipping it. Rhino, which is flipping it to the left over the past, 50 years. They have been working on controlling the entire country, and they almost succeeded. The country's kind of waking up before going off the cliff, and we'll see how well we do at not going off the cliff. But the left has successfully infiltrated the Republicans. And there's quite a few of them that are in the pocket of the left. Their patriotism is in their pocket. And it's terrible, but it's true. But see now, people like me and my family, we are not so naive to think that every person who says they're a Republican is a good person. Now, you've got to see how they vote, where they stand. And that makes the difference. Just because they have an R after their name doesn't mean they're any good. And see, this is something that a lot of people didn't count on, because they said the reason the 2018 midterms, the Republican Party counted on everybody, all the Republicans, voting straight ticket Republican because they like Trump. But the public isn't quite so stupid. We know that the Republicans have betrayed us and behaved like Democrats and leftists many times because they were cowardly and just spineless. So a lot of people did not vote for the Republicans, the candidates. Our loyalty to Trump does not extend to fake Republicans. We go by what they do and not by what they say. So the old tricks aren't working for them anymore. They're not. People are watching what they do. So the Republicans, they better actually believe their conservative values and their Christian values and live the life. No more are they going to get away with just ticking that R after the end of their name and expecting to get a landslide of Republican votes. Not happening. So the difference is the Republicans, they say they are for the Christian and conservative values. But now within the group, there are individuals, and like I said, there are quite a few individuals that have been bought off, paid off, don't have convictions, and they're just a disaster. We still have, pockets, handfuls of honest Republicans here and there. So we have to watch out for them and make sure we vote them in. And I know we have some new tough people coming up. So that's good. I was hearing good things about that Kim Klacik, and it's unbelievable that Laura Loomer won her primary despite all the deplatforming. So shows that deplatforming doesn't work. So take that, leftists. Take that. Leftists seem to forget that countries rose and fell before the internet. So just pulling the plug on somebody's internet does not necessarily mean that you are going to take them out of the battle, and it doesn't mean they're going to lose. So, sorry, leftists. They're just so narcissistic and conceited. Leftists are complete hypocrites, and it plays out every day in multiple ways. Leftists the first to cry, defund the police! But then they are also the first to cry, where are the police? Help police! Help police! Won't they be sad whenever they don't have any police to answer the call because they defunded them because they were being idiots? And then also the feminism, they pretend that they support women? Oh, yeah, right. And then they also support like prostitution and very vile entertainment things that denigrate women. I say they need to they either need to put more clothes on the schoolgirls and their cheerleading outfits, or the boys need to take more off. But we want equality. No more girls in skimpy little outfits and the boys in their nice, well-covered outfits. So that's another inequality. The left objectifies women and little girls while they let the boys keep all their clothes. So there's going to have to be changes. The left, we just need more fighters, and there's more fighters coming up, and I'm one of them, and people who will just go after the left and 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 do not back down for a second. That is the future. So the left has stirred up the sleeping giants, and the left is not going to like it when the Christians and conservatives and the moralists are on their back now. But hey, they opened it up. They asked for it. So, the left will reap what they sow. Indeed. If they were hoping to live their quiet, sinful life to the end of their days, those days are over. Because now we're going to be shouting about all the bad morals that the left has in their life. And they're not going to like it. But it's the way things go. Keeping up morale is very important, and the left knows this. That's why they're trying to be Tokyo Roses and the Axis Sallies and stuff. They're trying to discourage conservatives. They're out there trying. But we're not going to let them, because we know that we shall reap if we faint not. And we are going to keep on fighting. Heroes are made during hard times. And that means that you have to go through storms and problems to become stronger and come out the other side. Like I said, Tommy Robinson was the first to inspire me, modern day hero that's so tough the left couldn't break him. So now more heroes are arising. People the left just can't break. And I'll tell you a thing, Democrats often say, why do people support Trump? He lies. Big fat lie. Trump is the most transparent, honest president we have had in a long time. The fake news media is the one who lies. So, the Christians, the left can't understand why so many Christians support Trump. It's not because Trump is necessarily the most wholesome, the most moral, the most Amish or most pure person in the world. No, we know he has his shortcomings, but he is a fighter, and he is upholding American values, and he is upholding Christian values. So whether or not he is saved in his heart, we don't know for sure. He is doing the job we sent him to do, and he's doing the job we want. We want American values upheld, and we want Christian values upheld, and he is enforcing them with a vengeance. So that is why Christians and conservatives support Trump, even though his life is not perfect. So, God is my sponsor. The first thing the left likes to do is try to get rid of everybody's sponsors, because they think that will stop them. But guess what? I don't have any sponsor for this channel, except for God. And as long as I'm obeying the Bible and following the righteousness of Jesus, he is going to provide my needs. There are dozens and dozens of examples in the Bible of the prophets and the people whose needs were supplied when they were doing the work of the Lord. So, the leftists are not going to hurt the Christians. We're just trying to get rid of their sponsors. And as Dr. Turley said, eventually, like Tucker Carlson, eventually the only sponsors left are going to be his conservative sponsors, and then the left will not be able to remove any more sponsors. So that's when they have to turn to violence, because they're the left. But in the end, it will not work, because the people will push back on them. They're a little slow getting up there, but Americans just aren't used to fighting on their own soil. They're just not used to it. They're too soft. So this is a good experience for them to wake up and push back on the left, and we hope it won't come to an outright civil war. But this is definitely, the left has been testing the limits, and we've been seeing what these fake Republicans are made of, and we are not going to let fake Republicans stay in office any longer. So I say we vote out all the bad politicians, vote out the fakes, and no more patriots of the pocket. That's going to become a very unpopular position. We only want patriots who are genuine and truthful, who honor God and honor America. The left's days of depravity, degradation, and nastiness are over. We'll talk to you later.